Chick, vampire stream. Chick, vampire stream. Vampire stream, vampire stream. Hey, I was going for like an hour on the other homie chat. So I might as well keep my conversation going because this could be useful to somebody, man. Identifying, man. That hey, hold on too. I would have to give a whole introduction on what I was talking about in order for it to even make sense. And so rather than going into a whole introduction to make it make sense, I'm just gonna finish having my conversation as I was anyway. Anyway, identifying bonobo behavior through the experiences of others. That's interesting, right? Because travel, and this is where I was talking about, I was like talking for 57 minutes, I promise you, in the back chat, and nobody was there. It was hilarious. But I'm gonna finish my conversation. Hey, Lilith. And what I was talking about, I was trying to identify the bonobo in different experiences. And I was like, yeah, there's been some places where my interactions were definitely spot on. I could have identified, bonobo behavior where I was. And I was talking, and so I'm gonna share my story again about the Greyhound, the Greyhound bus experience from I was in New Orleans, needed to get to Baton Rouge, but from Baton Rouge I needed to get to Bossier City, and Bossier City, Shreveport, Louisiana. And absolutely, when I got to where my family was in Louisiana, I knew if I could just get to where my auntie was, we would be good. But when you get to Louisiana, and my original perception of what country meant, it was something different for me. So culture shock from California and then go to Louisiana, city into the country. And what I had anticipated about the country was a hell of a lot different than when I was there. Bonobo experiences, though, if I might just have a conversation about the bonobo experiences and ways to identify them, because when I got to the country, I met some family members, y'all, and I met some family members who have different personality types, right? So California, West Coast, laid back, we have different tolerances for certain things, but we also have a rich diversity, so we were exposed to other different nuances. Then Louisiana, as I so learned when I was in Bossier City. Bossier City was also cool though because they had the boats, right? So the country was actually complemented by economics through those boats. Like family members, I kid you not, that was one of their jobs or side hustles, or one of their things was being able to get a job on the boat or as a part of that in industry as it was. So yeah, going to Shreveport, Louisiana, there was the bonobo experience in so many facets. And I'm gonna talk about it just for a little bit because I got tacos coming. It's Taco Tuesday, and so I got a little bit of time. Let me say this though. Let me tell you this though. Louisiana and calling people country, they often could find offense in that depending on where you're from, especially if you one of them city niggas. You think that you got something going down to the south, and just the way we would say it, oh, you a country nigga. Just the way you would say it, it's an insult, right? The same way if they was like, oh, you from Cali, you a Cali nigga, a nigga would take it that way. And so those type of little disagreements that we could tend to have, they could spark, conflict. They could bring out certain behaviors or characteristics that some people find distasteful in public. Louisiana, not as country as I would have thought country would. I mean, like, you don't walk outside and see a backyard for a mile long. You can see 5 and 6 bedroom houses lined up just like in any city and so forth. It looks kind of suburban built in some places, just like there are those places that look like they have urban blight. But it wasn't the country experience that I was thinking, like where you had to holla at your neighbors from like a mile away. It was a lot more homely and a lot more community than one would have thought. Thanks, son. The Greyhound bus, as a California kid, coming from New Orleans through Baton Rouge all the way to Shreveport, Louisiana was an experience. All right, so I had to be like 18, maybe like graduate at 17. Yeah, so 17, yeah, 17, and Chef Disaster 3.0 was good. 17, and California is predominantly all I know. Now, yes, I got family that are 100% country, and they have been with me my whole life. Having a family member that you grow up with that is country and they never lose their accent country is different than immersed in New Orleans coming from California. I'm going to just tell you it's different, and we can talk about the subtle nuances, about the language. We could talk about the, when you're conscious and they say, the part of civilization is the language and the food that people eat, or the cuisine, the music and the way that they even interact with the music, i.e. the way that they dance. And so culturally, there are things that they would want to know about me. Hey, do you do the sea walk, for example? They found out I was from California. They're like, do you do the sea walk? Versus when they were down there, they were jigging, doing the Josephine Johnny. I don't even know all the names of this, but they was cutting up. They just had a different way of interacting with the music. The food was obviously a richer quality food than what I was able to experience in California. I mean, the crawfish etouffee is not something that I would have been familiar with traditionally in California. California, we had a hell of a sushi roll, but that crawfish etouffee versus sushi roll, I mean, I know that the sushi roll is more international now, so there are many people who will say, give me the California sushi roll. No, that's because they don't know rich cultural food, and they would have fell off on the conversation. New Orleans was a culture shock for me. We supposed to be black. Light-skinned black folks are just light-skinned black folks, potentially biracials. But at 17 years old, New Orleans was a culture shock for me. I got to throw that on out there. More so when I was on that Greyhound bus for however many hours that it took to go from the bottom of the boot to like the Achilles heel up there somewhere to Monroe, Shreveport, wherever that is. Rail was good. But I do know one thing. I had to get the hell up out of Louisiana. Not all of Louisiana. Again, Bossier City was pretty good. I want to talk about the New Orleans part more than even that Greyhound bus ride, because the bus ride, again, that bus driver, that experience itself, there are people that all walks of life, and there are some very hard walks of life that be on that Greyhound. Lifesaver. New Orleans, for me, had to have been one of the most different experience. Like, I've been to Oakland before, so there was a connection, like when I'm trying to draw the similarities in my own mind on the typecast on people and black people, because I'm still talking about the black experience. Them niggas was different type of niggas than even what I had come to know in places like Oakland and Richmond and the Bay Area. Which is odd, because it seems like, a bay and a bay, the dreads versus the dreads, the swagger, the territorialness versus the territorialness, they're stacked together population-wise, stacked together-wise, high concentrations of poverty, so forth. Accent, Sacramento, they have a different vernacular in the Bay Area than they do in the Valley. That's just the truth. And so carrying that into New Orleans was different. They wanted to know if I could sea walk, which is odd to me being out there wearing mostly red. So, okay, if that's what you know, You'll definitely have no idea if I start spelling this B-Hop shit out right now, huh? Bernard Hopkins all over the ring. They probably wouldn't even know what that was. They'd be like, that dance is stupid. Now, if they asked me to do the C-Walk, they would have respected it. Chef Disaster 3.0, they would have respected it. They would have been like, bro, that's gangster. And I could watch them do all of this jigulator shit, this Josephine Johnny shit, all of this quick gyrations and humping, thrusting and all of that shit. And I can respect the hell out of them while they doing all of this shit that I have no idea what the fuck they doing, but that's what they call dancing. And they would have respected it if I jumped around left to right doing the C-Walk. But if I would have blood walked on them, they would have said that dance looks stupid. Hey, cuz, what's that? Insults. The same way that I'd have been like, damn, y'all niggas country as hell. And they might have said, what you mean by that? Or they would have said, oh, this nigga from Cali. And I'd have been like, what you mean by that? Not knowing the whole time that if you was from Cali, that was just the way that they identified you as, oh, bruh, from Cali. And then that way, as your name is going around, hey, his cousin's out from Cali, and then motherfuckers can identify you. Nigga. Part 2 then of this long rant and these delicious tacos. How to identify that bonobo behavior. Because it's one thing when we think about it from the lens of competitive males and what men are doing. But in modern society, what we're supposed to know now is that women are the ones assuming this behavior as the women are competing for other women. And we can say, all right, I don't know if joining that alphabet makes it any safer. Statistics may say that it's not any safer for a woman to join the alphabet. But if that's what the bonobos are doing, then I guess it's still beholden on the men to help them know what that male-identified behavior might look like when they're competing for a woman. I know what it's like to want to compete for a woman because I'm a man. There is something that competing for a woman's attention, you know, it happens. And so if we're to be advisors of sort, while we are moving society or bracing society, that is, for the bonobo experience, where women are now adopting this masculine competitive attitude and then taking that into their partnerships. I want you to understand that because there are some games like spades and dominoes where it's hard on a partner. It gets real hard on the partner where sometimes you think, damn, are you really my partner? Because I thought we was going against those two folks. Like on a domino table, the expectations get hard on the partner. When you are competing, it gets hard on the partner, right? When you really want to win. Who gets the blunt end of the vitriol when you're partners and you're playing against somebody in a game of spades? Who gets the vitriol when you're partners and your opponents, that you're playing dominoes then, not spades. Let's go dominoes. You're playing dominoes and your opponents, they got 145 and y'all got 70 points. Who gets the vitriol? The partner does. And so in this society where now we're anticipating the hyper competitiveness in the dating space from the alphabet, well, I guess we still should serve as some form of advisors and let them know how cold it gets competing as a partner. I don't think they're going to share with you that other information on the competition side going up against men for the affections of a woman. So maybe I have that conversation then, just in case it might be helpful for somebody. And when I do, I can't speak from the lens of the woman, man, but when I was in the South, brothers let women play dominoes. And there are some women who can sit on a domino table with the best of them. And we just don't have to have that debate. There are some traditional men who would have that they would cuss the whole city out before they let a woman sit down at the spades table. It just wasn't safe like that where they was coming up. It just wasn't. They wouldn't let women in the pulpit. They wouldn't let women on a spade table. That woman was not getting on a domino. But there are some women who will compete with a nigga even on a domino table. Cuss your ass out. They'll cuss your ass out. They'll cuss your ass out. In my generation, I just so happen to be fortunate enough to avoid the spades. But spades, yeah. There are some who have experienced just enough of the bonobo culture to be dangerous. And if you want to make that your partner, there's some key things that you should be equipped with. All right. Here's what I know. I'm going to share these couple of tips. Then I'm going to get on back to my tacos. Happy Tuesday. There's a couple of games. Spades. It's a communal game, but it's not really communal. They're setting you up. You are being set up. If you think you know how to play spades, think again. Spades is a test of your personal character and your ability to throw cheap shots. Spades is a test not only of your personality type, but your ability to take trash talk in real time. Likewise, spades is a test of your ability to throw subtle body language and hints that your partner should be able to pick up on using your voice and anything else in the room. In a game of spades, you're more than welcome. See, I'm using the bonobo voice. I didn't know if y'all caught that. I was trying to use the bonobo voice. See, me and my chat, it'd be me and my 7, my little struggle channel. In the game of spades, if they grab their heart, that's hearts. They grab their ear, that's diamonds. They touch their finger, diamonds. They start dancing out the blue, that's clubs. Now, I don't know what they gonna do if they trying to cheat and it's spades. If it's actually spades and they start talking politics, maybe they start saying like there's very overt cheating. Like when somebody says, I am Trump tight, just in case you don't know, they are letting their partner know that they got 1,000 spades. 1,000. I'm trying to help you. You're going to feel cheated. You're going to feel like the game is not that serious. You're going to be the one who really only had 2 shots and you weren't that drunk. Now you're crying and you're wondering why the family members, the males in the family, are talking that shit. But you decided to be the gay woman over there trying to play spades with them. Dancing would be spades. Now you're dancing in the club. You're like, oh, I'm club tight. I'm trying to help save your life. Because if it's not a Greyhound ride to get yourself 1,000 miles back away from whoever it was that was your partner, that turns out to be not so good of a spades partner, and that partner that really expected you to be a good spades partner, and to be a good spades partner means more than being a good spades partner. You might know how to match your cards. You might know how to put your cards in descending or ascending order. You might like your hearts and then a black card like your clubs, and then your diamonds, and then a black card like your spades. You might want to separate them by segregation. You might segregate your cards, and that might be the very thing that your partner doesn't like about you. I'm just trying to give you an advance warning, because you're making it easy for the person who does play spades. I only got to look at your hand twice. And once you show me how you shuffle your cards and align your cards, whether in ascending or descending order, the rest of the hands are pretty much clockwork. But you don't know that. You sat down, you promised your partner, you said, yes, I know how to play spades. I mean, I'm not very good. I'm not winning tournaments or anything. No, do not accept an invite to play spades. You're not ready for that. You might be new to this whole bonobo culture, and you're new because you just heard the lady and she didn't been through enough of the bonobo experience in her mind, in her heart, in her real time, that she may be able to expect certain things in a spades game. But it don't be that. You're being set up. It's a test of your personality under fire to the extremes. It's not a friendly game. It's not it's not a big deal. It's not that serious. You will be the one sitting there crying, lightweight drunk, fucking up your buzz and everybody else's buzz because your partner in spades is taking it way too serious and you think they're blowing it out of proportion. So let me give you some more context clues. They may have been around the bonobo experience enough to be able to pick up on the cheat codes, and they may also have been trying to signal to you certain cheat codes that if you weren't listening or that you weren't familiar with, you wouldn't know. Now, again, I don't know your level of bonobo experience or exposure. There could be toxic levels of bonobo exposure to where you know all the cheat codes. You wrote some of the cheat codes yourself. Get you on a spades and you know how to shuffle and do all of the thing where you bridge when you're shuffling. You know how to triple cut the shuffle before they cut. You know how to throw and deal the cards in reverse order and back in front order, and you never skip a beat. Everybody gonna get the perfect number of cards every time. You may know how to do all of that. I don't know where your bonobo exposure levels are. There could be some toxic levels of bonobo exposure though, and that's what I'm here to talk about. In Louisiana, certain phrases like country ass nigga are insults. And there may be other places where it's pretty country or where it's regarded as country, maybe Tennessee. I would have thought Cleveland, but Cleveland may be a bigger city or outside of Cleveland or something like that. I would have said, hey, y'all might be country to me, man. I don't know. Are you over 4 million people in your city? If not, then I would have probably thought it was mostly country. But again, that's my 17-year-old head. And at that time, country to me did mean not city. City, I thought we meant business. When we come into play spades, we knew the cheat codes. So when we're going to the South, our cheat codes from California are supposed to work. But ain't nobody advised me that they had bonobo cheat codes in the South long before I got down there to start playing spades with these country motherfuckers, that they know all the cheat codes and shit too. Ain't nobody told me that they know all the cheat codes as well, and that they really be serious about them cheat codes. And so they got it. Forewarning, if you just so happen to be invited to a spades game and you think that you can say what you're going to say and do what you're going to do and act how you're going to act because you got this, bullshit, partner. There are some spaces that you don't want to take that out-of-towner, I got this attitude into. Spades really ain't no game like that. You can fuck around and find out. In a spades game, you can. And so let me give you a couple of more. I gave you a couple of dance moves, you know, the hearts, you know, they cheating. They cheating though, y'all. They cheating. So don't get caught doing all this shit, because that's why they be people be falling out and they be mad. They get to yelling and you, oh, you cheating, and oh, everything. I ain't cheating and bullshit. I'm cheating, and your mama a cheater, hoe. And once it get up, it be stuck. So I'm in the South, right? I am the namesake of my family. And I just so happen to think that inherently passed along dominology. And some of y'all don't know what that is, but dominology runs in the blood. My dad played dominoes, my granddad played dominoes. I will whoop your ass in some dominoes. But lo and behold, there's some other country people that can play the hell out of some dominoes, including women. So I get on the domino table one time and I say the stupid shit. You know, I say this, oh, women can't play no damn dominoes. And why the hell did I say that shit? Women can't play no damn dominoes. Like, count by 7. They can't count, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Is it so much strategy in dominoes that they just inherently, because I don't know what the hell made me say that stupid ass shit. This woman can't play no damn domino. I don't know. I don't know if y'all know, but like in the South, space and opportunity. I think this woman probably whooped my ass for like 100 games. I got an auntie, and her auntie, if she ever watched it, she don't like do the YouTube and all of that. She barely, like, she go to Facebook and she be like, "Did you see my post?" And so she's like one of those aunties. She knows how to post, so she will post, and then she'll tell you that she posted. She one of them aunties, so she getting there. So I don't know if she ever get around to the YouTube side of this where they can have whole conversations and such. She from the South, born and raised. Dominology somehow it don't just go with the men. Like, she beat a nigga ass in dominoes. So she proved me wrong. She whoop a nigga ass real bad, like tighten nigga up in the yard, you know what I'm saying? Like, make a nigga learn what real respect is the country way. That's never what actually does it though, right? You can lose the game, right? You can lose the game. I'm gonna tell you, and then I'm gonna let y'all go, what actually sets it off. So there's different expectations. Rogue C, there are different expectations. The question is, can you play dominoes? But it really means a lot more than can you play dominoes. And it really comes down to, you can't just put the emphasis on like the word play. Like, can you play dominoes? Because the expectation is, nigga, you better not get caught cheating at this domino table. Nigga, that's the expectation. That's the expectation, right? My partner, which is what happens, right? So if you can play a little bit of dominoes, then somebody gonna be like, yep, that's my partner. And y'all can run partners, and then whenever you and your partner lose, y'all got to get up from the domino table together. And so if I'm trying to play her, she could probably beat me. I ain't gonna lie. It's got to be about 90 out of 100 games. I mean, I'm pretty sure that she taught me that dominoes is not sexist, but there's not too many women that I've ever played dominoes against that's really that good. I mean, she that. And I'm going to tell you the real trick to it. She is the best trash talker you would ever meet. You would you won't run across one as cold with the tongue as this woman is. Spades or dominoes, and she is the block party, the whole block party. And I don't know if like where you might be from, but a block party meaning once the speakers is on and the music is up, everybody from up the street is more than welcome to come up the street and hang out in the yard. So the block party, everybody then came up the street, y'all got the table out, it's a block party. And she will shut that block party down with her trash talk. And so I'm trying to help you identify here on this Taco Tuesday some bonobo experiences that may come in handy. And that one is being invited to one of those communal type games The question is, can you play? But the underlying question, and this can save your life, if you know you are no good at cheating and you are no good at trash talk, go on and deny that invitation altogether. Number 3 is deeper than that. If you can't take, I mean, fuck yo homie, he dead type insults, then there are some games that black folks play that you don't want no part of. All right, so dominoes, spades, how to identify a bonobo? There are some women who I'm not saying it's them, but if you get them on that domino table or that spades table, they will act a fool. They will cut up. They will cut up and act the ass. They'll talk bad about you like a dog. They'll talk bad about your mama. They'll talk bad about your dad. They'll talk bad about your brothers. They'll everything under the sun but God's child on spades and dominoes. If it was a fifth, we'd all be drunk. But if you are so unfortunate as to receive an invite and they invite you to one of them type of gatherings, just go on and decline. All right, so let's get into it. Good shit talk. Good shit talk. I mean the good shit talk. There's some universal shit talk that's kind of funny when you throw it on out there. And then there is some good shit talk. And I got to give y'all a couple of those just because you've been rocking with me. And it's Taco Tuesday. You know what I'm saying? Good shit talk. So dominoes, good shit talk. You got to be able to use the word motherfucker a couple of times. You got to use it a couple of ways too. You got to be able to put it at the beginning of a sentence. You got to be able to put that motherfucker in the middle of the sentence. And you definitely got to be able to call somebody one if you're going to be any good to your partner in spades or dominoes. That's free. I'm giving them away free because my family been good. We got the tacos popping. So that's a good one. Motherfucker. You got to be able to use it interchangeably. It's the word similar to however. However, and then comma. You can go on with the rest of your sentence. It could be used as a proper noun or an adjective if you need to describe a motherfucker. You got it? All right. Write that one down. I am so serious. That one can get you at least through one or two hands if you're only good with that cuss word of choice. But I'm going to give you another one. Bullshit. And you got to be able to use that one just as interchangeably as you can use the word literally. You got to be able to use literally at the beginning of the sentence, in the middle of a sentence, and you have to be able to complete a thought with the word literally. In the same manner, I need you to get in that mirror and practice that word if you're going to be inviting yourself into bonobo experiences or places where bonobos just might happen to be. Bullshit. You got to be able to say it. You got to hold the bull and let that mug rip when you get to the shit part. I mean, and I heard people who got a good one, like a high note with the shit. Like, I tell you, no matter where you go in the world, and this B1 Brother Moses, I've traveled just a little bit. I'm trying to give you something you could use, whether you got a passport or not. That's number one. You got it? Take notes. And then number two, that number two is a good one. Use it interchangeably. Bullshit, you finna domino. No matter what they say, even you don't know what the hell's going on in the game. Bullshit. I know what's going on in the game. You see what I did right there? Because they gonna talk they trash. I'm gonna give you some examples. You know, I gotta be like the Webster's Dictionary. Back in the 90s, we had like a slang dictionary where people could look this stuff up. You know what I'm saying? Like if I was going to be invited to a fancy dining occasion where I needed to know the difference between my forks, I would want to be able to look that up. I feel like these bonobos would be doing y'all a disservice if don't nobody tell y'all about these experiences. This is the reason why she was drunk. Like, I don't know why she hit me. We went together. We should leave together. Bullshit. So y'all didn't even know they had that one coming. You were supposed to understand the difference between Joker, Deuce, and then that ace. You went and dropped that ace of spades earlier than a motherfucker. And that's why they were mad. You didn't know. You didn't know that was the card. It was the ace of spade. And in any other state, you probably could have won. If you had a real partner, they would have known to call out them rules before the game got started. We going Joker, Deuce, ace, or we taking, no, don't even throw them jokers in. But you had to be the submissive partner that was like, yeah, I can play. Bullshit, motherfucker. You can't play no damn dominoes if you didn't know, and you definitely ain't playing no damn spades. Spades is worse. Spades is fighting words. Spades is fighting words. See, I thought it was sexist just to be able to say something like women can't play dominoes, or they didn't let women play spades. It was too dangerous. They were gambling, they were drinking, they were doing too much. You know, men being competitive, playing a competitive card game, and they're yelling at the top of their lungs with everything that they say. And the nigga dominoed. It wasn't like good domino. It wasn't like, oh, that was a good play. It was like, man, I had that motherfucker passing the whole time he was bobbing and weaving. That motherfucker was running in a song. Hey, you see that motherfucker right there? I hit him with one of the, I hit him with a, next thing, man, he couldn't even. That's how we talk. We playing dominoes, and you may not have caught a single word in that motherfucker, but motherfucker. So I'm telling you, the language might get you through a hand or two, but you got to get good with it for yourself first, because you could tell the difference when people really don't cuss and now they're around family and they trying to act like they're with the family, or they're accepting and they're tolerant, they're well versed, they're cool with a lot of different cultures. Bullshit. Y'all don't be cool with a lot of cultures, man. Them New York motherfuckers be having attitudes, and I don't know what the fuck they be talking about. I just wanted to know what the fuck the third dice was for. He like, we playing 4, 5, 6. I'm like, bullshit, nigga, we finna play some dominoes. He said, all right, let's play dominoes. There was like 100 dominoes. I said, nigga, that ain't dominoes. What the fuck is that? That's not dominoes. He said, bull. y'all ain't shit. He said, bullshit, that dominoes. He was trying to ask me what kind of dominoes I play. I said, what kind of fucking dominoes do you play, motherfucker? He's like, don't call me a motherfucker. So the motherfucker got mad that I called him a motherfucker. I said, man, I'm not coming back to this motherfucker no more. They was like, bullshit, bring that ass back over here, boy. You gotta run that shit back. Ain't no motherfucking one game. They won't let you play one game. I'm telling you, it's a trap. They say, can you play spades? They're gonna let you win the first 2 games, and they're not really talking shit. They're going light on you. They're just playing games. They're just throwing it out there to see how you respond. They like, oh yeah, I bet she eat ass. Look at a carpet muncher. You be like, what? Where did that come from? I thought we were playing spades. Yeah, that shit happened just like that. You'd be like, what? You'd be like, what? What the hell did they just say? And then my auntie, because she cold with it, it didn't matter what their sexuality was around the domino table. There was no telling her that she needed to put a sensor on the kids were around. There was no telling her what the kids are going to be traumatized by these experiences. This is verbal abuse. You're conditioning them and normalizing this condition to where they accept violence and violent type of. No, my auntie wasn't going. This is the same auntie. If anybody didn't rock with me, that know when I talk about my auntie, she had them food stamps. So bonobo type exposure or experiences, she was more than accustomed to them. And when she had the block party, everybody was coming out because they loved her. When you got them food stamps, it's something that's the equivalent of food stamps and fried chicken on a Friday that had a whole block like, hey, what your auntie doing? Your auntie cooking this weekend? Hey, bro, man, you ain't even my friend like that. Y'all just coming over because auntie cook on Fridays. But they didn't know that the only reason why auntie was cooking on Fridays is because she was selling them fried chicken plates It was called like a rent party. If she wasn't whooping if she didn't sell them plates, that was why she was whooping their uncle ass in spades. So now when you growing up as a young cat and all of the magic is happening when the old folks are there, man, it's hard not to peek your head in every once in a while. See, like in the South, that's where it's different. You got to say it different. SOUF, South. Like watch your mouth. The South. In the South, they have different rules for every fucking thing. Every fucking, you can't play hopscotch in the South. It's different. Tetherball's different. It's not the same. Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. It's Thanksgiving. And please remind your family members that holidays is one of those times where it's the emotional unpredictable, because you will have both. You'll have all of that. You'll have the people who feel extra excited about the holidays, as well as the Grinch. You got the Grinch and you got Tiny Tim, Christmas Carol. You got the people who are raised to enjoy their time with everyone. And then you still got the people who is, man, if they don't win this spade game, the lights are going off. She finna beat you like you stole something. I'm trying to help you out now. She gonna beat you like you stole something. You ever had one of them, the screen door? You know what the screen door? You be like, close my goddamn screen door. Maybe in the screen door always slam, clang, 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 clang. Because if you don't have the screen door, then you're gonna be letting the mosquitoes into the little. There's a porched area it's a good porch, and it's enough porch for people to play dominoes on. It's enough porch for a cooler. It's enough porch right there to have a whole party. So they put the light on, but with the light on going into the night, now all the bugs is coming out. And you in Louisiana, it's like swamp. It's like them bugs is gonna hit you. And you gotta talk about it. If you're in the South, they got bugs that you can swing metal bats at and it will keep coming. You'll hit it, it'll cling, it'll click, it'll black. And that bad boy will get up like, bro, that was cold. What you hit me for? They got bugs that fly. Man, so in California, I ain't gonna lie. If you think about poor, you're thinking like roaches, like poor roaches equivalent. No, they like roaches. They look like roaches, but they're like 5 gen roaches. These mugs is huge and they fly and they have personality types and they attack people. Them big ass water bugs and beetles and shit that be flying at you, but you have the light on so that you can still see. And it's porched in, but that screen door be whack, 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 whack. So the house is there. Then you have this big porch where we playing dominoes or spades or whatever it is that is enclosed. And then the screen door that always slams. And it's that screen door that be causing Muddia to go crazy. When they be like, close that goddamn door, stop slamming my goddamn door. That OG that's always stop slamming the door, that voice that you hear screaming from the back is because we were in that front section trying to play dominoes. Now I'm trying to get to the story, but it was so hard because we let this woman on there, and I'm my namesake. Like I got my dad name, who got my dad name, his dad name. You know what I'm talking about? So we going back on the whoopings of asses and dominoes. We bring the belt. Ain't nobody whooping me. I'll whoop shit, ain't he? So I'm talking big shit. I'm talking 17-year-old smelling myself, talking to my auntie who was raised around these country niggas. She was raised around everybody on the block. I'm talking Moses talking shit, block goes quiet. Like, huh? Like, you gonna let that little nigga talk that shit to you? Like, I forgot that I was family. Like, oops. Like, God damn, when like 99 game ass whooping, like I could never whoop my auntie ass. And she said the Roachinators, no, they got them. I promise you, state to state, the Roach experience is different. They said they could survive nuclear war and they've been here since dinosaurs. Nigga, I believe it. Nigga, my bad, excuse me. Let me take it down a little bit. The domino table. Bonobo experience type moments. Dealing with the type of woman who will exert her masculine competitive energy in ways to which you would think men would be violent towards other men. And now that you have a woman at the table who's exhibiting that level of dominance, what do you do with her when other men, particularly the young men of the community, think that they can challenge her? So she is putting belt to ass through the community. My young ass is trying to get out of Baton Rouge and New Orleans because the NO is different. Them some different kind of niggas down there. So I'm trying to get to where Auntie is. Because if I could just get to where Auntie is, it's going to save my life. All right, so the bus ride up, first of all, was already ridiculous crazy. It's hard to understand for me at that time what they were talking about. So, Wode, what up, Wode used to be the big word that they was always saying, Wode. And to this day, I don't know what the hell a Wode is. I promise you, they never had to define that shit. I know that being from Cali, I'm out of pocket if I'm like, what the fuck is that, man? Don't call me no fucking Wody. The same way if somebody would have been like, hey, what's up, little cuz? They like, Moses, you in the South. Everybody here is your family. They're saying cousin. I'm like, no, nigga, I'm from California. You saying what's up, little cuz to me, I'm taking the shit the wrong way. And they like, bruh. I'm like, no, he yelled it. They like, Moses, everybody out here yells. That's just how we are in the South. We holler at each other. I'm like, hell nah. This nigga just yelled, what's up, cuz? I swear to God, these are the situations that made me a little bit who I am today. And I'm just trying to tell you, they was like, whoa, they. And I'm 17-year-old, and they're using words in their culture and their vernacular that I didn't understand. I know what cuz meant, or I thought I did. But now that I'm with Auntie and she's like, no, these are actually your cousins, I'm like, everything California taught me was bullshit. They try to say California education was so good. My actual cousins are in the South, and this motherfucker who keep calling me cuz in California is gang banging actually on me. But I had learned to accept the motherfucker who was saying cuz, because if I allow him to say cuz, that would save my life. But when I go down south, a motherfucker says cuz to me and I'm ready to take his head off. I'm telling you, but I'm not telling you anything, right? I'm just talking. So Auntie had to whoop my ass about 90 out of 100 times because I thought women shouldn't play this game. That if this game was supposed to be competitive amongst men, men are testing each other's tolerance. Men are testing each other's personality. Men are testing each other's nuts. So to hear a woman on a spades table say the things that she said on that spades table, I forgot the Bible Belt existed. That's Bible Belt. Shit. Bullshit. These motherfuckers crazy. All right, man. I'm be with Brother Moses. And that's all I got. Just in case you find yourself in a spades game or a domino table or somewhere in Shreveport, Louisiana by any chance, take yourself to Bossier. Go to the real casino. Don't try that shit on the block. You gonna hear some other shit. Everybody gonna tell you they your family, but that doesn't mean that everybody's your family. Everybody, don't forget that they do have gangs in the South too. Now, you thought it was some country shit. No, it's gangs out there. And yes, there are women who will go oops upside your head for less. Talking shit. They be talking shit and get to talking shit. Now she all crying and be like, partner. No, she treat her partner like that. You think a bonobo treat her partner like that? You'd be like, damn. And so the bonobo experiences. And I don't know where your level of exposure might be, but for me, I would say in that whole bus ride from Baton Rouge up north to Shreveport, hearing them and seeing the people that are on the bus, I could understand why there were so many looking to get the hell out of New Orleans, the hell out of those wards, particularly the Ninth Ward. The Ninth Ward would have had to have been one of those environments where a rent party or a block party could liably go up all the way up over something that somebody's auntie said, and now you got this out-of-towner out here talking shit, and y'all don't even know why Calio Projects is going hot, and but they cousins though. They actually be blood cousins out there going ham. And for some of them, if they don't win that game, them lights getting cut all the way off. I'm be one, Brother Moses. That's some trash talk you could use. Like, we'll sing it to him. We'd be like, turn the lights down low. Like, we'll sing that shit to him on a domino table playing spades. Like, when you're winning and shit, there's so much trash talk. Hopefully you pulled you out some out of this. And then, yeah, there are those ones that actually get thrown in there that are like, wow, those alphabet folks, they ain't gonna like those. Yeah, my auntie said she don't give a fuck neither. And so I'm my auntie nephew. She whooped my ass 90 times. I guess it's somebody else's turn. And with that, I'm out. Taco Tuesday.